There's a saying that Allan taught me back in the beginning. He said, just put your brain in a box. It's like you want to close the shades on your brain and just go dark and not think other than moving forward.
How do you go bigger? How do you push each other to be better than who you are on your own?
I've always preached to my daughters, you don't quit. You finish what you start.
In August of 2006, I got a call from my best friend Allan Goldberg, who had just taken the job as executive director of First Ascents, that he had a re-diagnosis of cancer that he had as a 13-year-old. So this was 26 years later. I asked him what I could do for him. He said, all right, well, you're a mountain biker. Why don't you come out and do the Leadville 100 with me next summer? I kind of laughed and said, you're out of your freaking mind. And he said, well, I've got to do 6 months of chemo and radiation. I think you can train for this. I said, you're going to play the cancer card on me. Well played. Okay, I'm in. So we decided to do the race, and I got a few other guys together and said, let's do this as a fundraiser for First Ascents, and we did our first race in 2007. And unfortunately, Allan passed away a year later, but we've continued to do this in his honor and in his memory and for First Ascents, and now we're in year 10.
Brent got me into this in 2007 when he accepted Allan's challenge, and I went along with it. And it has been an amazing adventure, and it's taught me a lot about myself and surpassing my limits, which I think parallels with the FD experience, which teaches campers to overcome their limitations and break through what has hampered them in their cancer journey.
I was diagnosed with advanced stage 4 choriocarcinoma when I was 22. All of a sudden, I was finding myself dark, depressed, stuck, and completely different than the person I was before cancer. This optimistic go-getter, let's go have a good time kind of person. And what FD gave me was this realization that I wasn't the only person dealing with this. And as soon as that happened, it was like, oh, maybe I'm not crazy. Maybe there are other people doing this. Maybe this is normal. Maybe I can figure out how to be a better version of me even before cancer. I'm a big believer in sort of identifying things that really legitimately scare me and doing them anyway.
You think about what is important to you and your values and you power through it.
Any challenge that you don't think you can accomplish and you work hard to accomplish and then accomplish it is worth doing. Crossing that finish line when you didn't think you could do something is one of the greatest feelings you can ever have, and it lasts with you the rest of your life.
Don't take a word of what I told you as motivation. Motivation will get you to the starting line. Motivation will be with you on the bike, and it will jump off the first time you have a hard time.
My friend Kevin Roop did the race with First Ascents last year, raised some money as well. I trained with him at Dogma, and he heard that I wanted to try and do the Leadville 100. He talked highly about First Ascents and raising money for cancer. And that's an important part of why I'm doing the race is my mother and my good friend Marshall Stockseth, who also has cancer now and is battling it for her second time, and I wanted to do something good for her and for my mother.
My family sort of connection to cancer, my dad, many extended family members, watching them go through it, and then, you know, kind of again starting about 5 years ago, seeing the participants going to some of these camps, seeing the strength that they have and knowing what it's like to have a little baby girl and to get married and to have a life, and then complicate that with potentially a life-ending illness, makes this kind of day tomorrow so simplified and so watered down that it's more like, why shouldn't I do that?
Yeah, so about 9 years ago, my wife was diagnosed with, sorry, I'm about to do it. So about 9 years ago, my wife was diagnosed with neuroendocrine cancer. You can kind of have a plan with a doctor and just kind of work to get through it. But really the mental side, I think, can be really hard. And so you just can really wear your spirit down. And I think what's been great about First Ascents is it's an opportunity for her to share these experiences that she can't really share exactly with me or other family or other friends. Most people just don't understand what you're going through.
Starting line is a mixture of nerves and excitement. It's surreal because you are surrounded by so many people that are so fit, and you're just looking around thinking to yourself, what am I doing here?
I'm in pretty good shape, I think, but I really don't know if I can do this race. Maybe, I don't know, but that's why I signed up. That's why I had to do this race.
I'm crushing it!
It's a hot shot in there. Yeah. I got like 2 minutes. Get the fuck out of here.
You got this, buddy.
Fuck me.
You got it.
You got it,
Breathe. Don't look at her. She's there. Keep going.
Your heart rate's going to be at 160 plus for 8 to 10 hours. You're going to be at elevation. You're putting a lot of strain on your body. And cancer basically stole 2 years of my life. And to be able to look back and say, you know, screw you, I'm actually stronger than I was before. That's the reason I'm doing this.
I've trained harder this year than I ever have. I do have 2 DNFs, and I've just got to push through those and know that I can make it. I've done it before, and I'm going to do it again.
The main thing I do during the race is try to think of all the people we're trying to help with First Ascents. I think of people I've lost, and that serves as inspiration to make me keep pedaling forward and do the best I can.